What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Buell back here again with another shitty video. I'm here to talk about the last two Lions games and the current state of the Detroit Lions under head coach Dan the Man Campbell moving forward. Obviously, you're seeing my footage right here. I'm doing an update on the last 2 weeks. I was at last week's game, the 48-45 loss to Seattle Seahawks. I was at Ford Field. It was absolutely wild. The crowd was the wildest crowd I've ever experienced in any sporting event ever. But we still lost the fucking game. And, we're going to be reviewing that game as well as the 29-0 debacle to Matt Patricia and the New England Patriots yesterday. That's absolutely unexcusable. But we're going to be going over the current state of the sorry, same old fucking Detroit Lions. And yeah, as you see, I was at the game in Seattle last Sunday. And in Seattle, the offense was explosive once again. We got down 24-9 early. We had some mistakes. The field goal kicker, that was the only game he played with us, and he missed 2 extra points. He did drill a 49-yard field goal. But as the game continued to progress, Seattle, with the very mediocre, very sorry Geno Smith, although he's playing pretty damn good this year, Geno Smith, they ran the same little fucking bootleg all the time, as either to the left or to the right. And every single time, they would fuck the Lions up, they would get a first down, or they'd get a big play, they'd score a touchdown, or get in the red zone. If they weren't stopping that, it was Rashad Penny just straight up the middle for 50 yards and a tutty. It was just ridiculous. And, Jared Goff had the 1 pick six at the start of the second half, but they fought back, and the Lions fought back, and they had a shot to win this game. But the defense just cannot stop simple plays. And it goes to your coordinator, it goes to your play calling, and it goes to your players. It's simple concepts this team cannot stop, and that's the most frustrating. So the Seattle game, we fought back. We lost 48-45. We had a lot of injuries. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Swift was injured. Okay, whatever. So we're moving to this weekend. We're facing our old coach, the bum Matt Patricia, who's now coaching offense for whatever reason. I don't know why. But we hit punked yesterday 29-0 to the New England Patriots. They're not the same old Patriots. They're mediocre. They're pretty sorry. They're going to finish below 500 this year. And they had a rookie quarterback barely drafted in this league that came out, completed 81% of his passes yesterday. And a lot of this, it goes back to the Seahawks game. And Dan the Man Campbell going for it on 4th down. He did it multiple times in the Seahawks game where it made no sense. And he did it yesterday. The man goes for it on 4th down in his own territory. That's giving them at least a field goal. They're guaranteed to at least get a field goal shot easily. And Dan the Man Campbell yesterday just had the team unprepared, was out-coached by Belichick and Patricia, and I have to say the honeymoon is over. The honeymoon is over with Dan the Man Campbell. This man cannot coach. The defensive coordinator sucks as well. He needs to go. And we got to realize that Dan the Man Campbell, he gives a lot of good rah-rah, a lot of speeches like, I can rally around this guy. But when it comes to gameplay and game managing, the guy is absolutely terrible. He's among the worst we've ever seen in the league, if not the absolute worst. And the Lions are going to win 2 or 3 games again this year. It's going to be another rebuilding season. And everyone wants to put it on Goff. I know Goff played very bad yesterday, but look, the Lions play very bad on the road historically, outdoors. And given what Jared Goff and the play calling he has to work with, that's expected. Now, that's not to say the next time we're at home against a team on the same caliber of the Seahawks or the Commanders level, we might still be the best offense in the league, putting up 40, 50 points again. But the bottom line is, Dan the Man Campbell, I love the man as a guy. He's a great blue-collar guy, a lot of rah-rah, a lot of, spunk, a lot of attitude, a lot of blue-collar. But the man is the worst play caller in the history of the NFL. The man cannot coach, and the man's going to get fired. It's just inevitable. And I hate to say it, but the Lions are rebuilding again. This 2-year experiment is over. We're rebuilding again. We have some nice pieces on offense with Swift and obviously St. Brown, the offensive line. You got the rookie that hasn't played yet, the wide receiver from Alabama. We'll see what he's got. But the defense needs completely revamped. The linebackers are terrible. Alex Anzalone sucks. hate to say it, Rodrigo, he's okay. He's a little bit overrated, guys. You know, if these guys were actually that good, Okuda, number 24, and Rodrigo, Alexoli, and these guys, we wouldn't be giving up 40 fucking points a game. Bottom line is, you guys are overrating them. The guys are trash. Everyone on defense sucks. It's yet to see on Hutchinson. We'll give him a year or two. But if he's still doing the same stuff in a year or two, the man will be called a bust. But I'm not going there yet. Dan the Man Campbell needs to be fired. I hate to say it. He's the worst coach in the NFL right now. He's the weakest link on this team. This team, besides the offense, is talent defunct, but they should have won 2 or 3 of these games that they lost, and they've simply lost them on the play calling of Dan the Man Campbell. And that's my take on the last 2 weeks of the Lions. And, you know, obviously the state of the team moving forward is we're not going to win very many games. We're going to win 1 or 2 games down the stretch, and we're going to get a high draft pick, and we're rebuilding again. And that's always the same state of these same old sorry Lions. And it's time for the Forest to sell the team. It's time for the Forest to sell the team to the richest man in Michigan, Dan Gilbert, who will invest in this team and build upon something moving forward. Until then, it's going to be these same old sorry-ass Lions that we've seen every single week for the last 21 years.